day, everybody. I wish you well. Welcome to Rose Natural Beauty Heaven. Today, I'm going to be talking about that book that I had promised you earlier on in that last video that I did. This is the book that I put together. It took me some years to make sure every recipe in there was tested. So I wrote a book, but some of the things that I now use in this business, like the additives in the soaps, are not in the book, but it's like the soap recipes, the carrier oils, essential oils, fragrances. Yes, they are in the book. So I wrote this book simply because I was so much having women who struggle with their faces, because a lot of people, they take this lotion, this cream, this butter, apply on the face, but nothing works. But at times, do you know that it's not about what you apply on your face, but probably what you use in the first place, like what you use to wash the face. You can probably have like a good face simply because of your diet, because also we say you are what you eat, but at the same time you are what you eat, but you also need to use the right you need to use the right you need to use the right thing, you need to use the right soap. So I've written this simply because I saw a lot of people getting so many troubles on their skins. So I have written this book, Rosalind's Handmade Soap Book. It's module 1 and module 2. It's me, that's my full name. And there is the ISBN number and the barcode. So this can be anyway you may think you can find it like in bookshops. It qualifies because it has an ISBN number. So yeah, I'm so happy because I've written the book. And you know what the other inspiration was? Like in biblical times, people there used to use soap as well. So it's a long back thing. So if you don't use soap, I don't know. But Jeremiah 2 verse 22 says, "For though you wash yourself with lye and use much soap," you see, in times of Jeremiah was prophesying and saying this, "Yet your iniquity is marked before me, says the Lord." So the people by then, that time, they were using soap, and some were also using like high soap, that herb that is called high soap. They were trying to cleanse themselves. So everybody, whether you are still alive, whether you are dead, you still need the soap, because the day you are dead in the mortuary, yes, people will wash you with a soap, whether it's gonna be a liquid soap or it's gonna be a hard bar, but soap is soap. And also, like, anything that you may think of, the cups, the plates, the carpets, our floors, our animals, our pets, yes, they need soap. They need some sort of soap to cleanse themselves or ourselves. So soap is very vital. It is needed, and it's a good business, because everyone, every day, every minute, soap is being used. So in this book, I wrote about the history of soap making, how it started, the other people who contributed, like the Italian, the French, and also Martin Luther King. Yes, they were supporting like the small scale business people who were doing soap by then. I also wrote about the basic know-how whereby the fatty acids, the alkaline mix result in saponification going to be resulting in soap. And also materials and equipment, whereby you can just use anything to mold your soap, anything that you can think of. Even if when you get to a grocery shop, you can buy something that you do not want to use, but because you are buying that thing simply because of the container, you want to use the packaging. So that's materials and equipment. And also in our kitchens, we can get we can use what do we call we can use the baking tins, the baking trays, whatever that you can lay your hands on, as long it has a nice shape, you can as well use that. Then we can also use like the PVCs and the any molds that you can think of. I also wrote about the basic oils and the fats that you can use. Even human fat, dear people, can still make soap. You can make soap from fat from cows, beef fat that can be suitable for making soap. That's tallow. You can use lard from pigs. You can use fat from ostrich. You can use fat. You can use any fat that you lay your hands on that you can think of. You can use. You can use that. Then as well, I wrote about precious additives. Oh, like nowadays, now that I know. When I wrote this book, I think I wrote this book in 2010. Yeah, that's when it got published, in 2010. But by then I didn't know some of the things, that can be added. Now I know. And you know what I add nowadays? I can add licorice extract, licorice root extract. I can add niacinamide, kojic acid, glutathione. I can add quite a lot of things that I can add in the soap. Salicylic acid, lactic acid. You can name whatever that you think of, you can add on your soap. Because these soaps, these additives that I'm talking about, they can be added in the lotions. But the fact that it's gonna sit on your skin, and maybe you don't want it to sit like for 12 hours or 5 hours or so many hours, but because it's in the soap, you are going to do your face probably 1 minute, 2 minutes, you are done with your face and you rinse off. Then that thing, it won't overpower you. The additive, it will not overpower you. So food for thought, you can start making your business as well, adding what you know is good for your skin on your soap. Then I also wrote about rebatching and recycling. A lot of people I see, when they wash and the soap is very tiny, they throw away in the bin. You don't have to do that. You rebatch it, you recycle it, you reconstitute. You can mix that soap and that soap, and when it combines, it can give a good scent and a good texture. So soap is not thrown away, ladies. You cannot throw away soap. I know some, they can boil, then use it for washing like clothes. Yeah, that's a good idea also. Then I wrote about choosing a scent. When you choose a scent, the scent has to be right so that it won't get affected when your soap cures. It won't get affected by the sodium hydroxide. I also wrote about textures and fillers, what you can add to your soap to add volume so that you can cut costs. Then I also wrote about colorings, and I also wrote about like a small, like basic soap making, where you can do like a washing bar. Then I also wrote about soap recipes, and I also wrote about 10 commandments. Did you know that there are commandments in soap? There are 10 commandments in soap. So yeah, it's in the book. And I've written, now let me just show you something here, like on the recipes that I did. I formulated soaps that can be done using, that we can say fruit soaps that contain fruits in them. They can contain fruits, they can have a scent of a fruit. Then I also did like floral soaps, where you can use petals of flowers and leaves of flowers like roses, lavender, any flower that you can think of, or the chamomile. Yes, I wrote that. Then I also wrote about honey and beeswax soaps. When you use honey, when you use beeswax, those soaps are also good. Then I wrote about herb and spice soaps, when you use herbs, when you use spices. Then I wrote about dairy soaps, whereby you use milk. Yeah, you use milk, you use cheese in your soap. Then I also did some additional recipes, and on the additional recipes, I did like the blackjack soap, the garlic soap. Yes, that's what I did in this book. So I got inspired when a lot of people were suffering not knowing what to use on their skins, and I got inspired to write this book. So if you need the book, yes, I sell, and I only sell like the hard copies. It's very unfortunate I don't sell the soft copies. I wish if I could, but for some reasons, because I don't want it to go viral. So yeah, I just say sell like the hard copies. So please do like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Invite other ladies to come to be a member of this family, where we talk about beauty stuff, like natural things that we can use to modify